Hey guys, what's up? Bisected Trent here from OneHive Gazette, here with the next base destruction video. Always a fun series to do, and I know a lot of you guys like this series, so I'm going to try to keep it going on a weekly basis. We have a Town Hall 10 base today, which is a good base to talk about, and I like to switch it up between Town Hall 9s and Town Hall 10s, usually throwing in maybe an 8 or an 11 every once in a while if I have a good one to select from. But anyway, this one has 2 attacks on it, as you can see in the bottom right corner. I actually got the 3-star, but we're going to take a look at the first attackers first. And before we get into it, I apologize if you guys hear some noise in the background. I think my neighbors are getting their roof redone, so that's probably what you hear if you hear some like pounding in the background. I'm completely safe. It's just a remodeling of their roof next door. So yeah, let's get to it. Just about this base first. People have been a little more careless with their air defense placement. You can see as ground has become more powerful using Valks and stuff, air defenses are how they typically and traditionally have been, which is 4 tiles away from the wall, so a queen can't snipe it on a queen walk. Because you guys remember how popular a queen walk La Luna attack was back before Valks got the buff. So since then, we've seen people, putting their air defenses in less strategic locations in order to, sacrifice a little bit to defend better against ground. This base isn't really an anti-3-star base by definition, but its air defense placement, it does fall into the category of not the best. And I want to talk a little bit about that. The thing to notice in this base is there's no 2 air defenses that can be queen walked and 1 queen walk, I guess you could say, because the 2 that are exposed are on opposite sides of the base. So really it's only like 1 is exposed. It doesn't mean you should attack this base with air any more than you would if there was only 1 air defense exposed. It does open up you to choose which air defense to go for on a potential queen walk, but there's no way you're going to get both with the same queen walk, and it'll be hard to go in and get that one too. So the queen walk is limited to 1 air defense, and I'm talking about this from an air perspective because the first attacker does use a La Luna attack. So I'm going to look at it from this perspective first, and he does an awesome queen walk. He starts it off here, lets the queen just walk up, doesn't have to use any spells, just uses her ability to deal with the CC troops. But he gets 4 archer towers, these 3 and this one, plus the air defense and the wizard towers. So that's great value, getting all those buildings taken out without having to use any spells, just the queen and her 4 healers. So it gets great value there. Then from there, he goes ahead, actually at the beginning, I guess, he lightning spells this Inferno Tower and just 3 lightning spells and Earthquake. I think that was fine. Maybe there was a different way he could have done it, but I think that was a fine trade. Got the Inferno Tower taken out. Didn't do much damage to the queen, and didn't take out this air sweeper didn't take out the air sweeper either. So that stays up, which actually is kind of important later on. But that goes down, and from here he wants to get the queen and 1 more air defense, which makes sense because he has the king, which isn't going to be used for much else. He decides to come in on the bottom here to get the queen and this air defense, I presume, but really, I think the right decision would have been to come in here, because the air defense is the second building once the king and the golem and the wizards enter into that little compartment right there. So entering at the bottom presents a few more obstacles because the air defense is much deeper in when you come from that angle. Also, the queen, she does not jump the wall. She stands right in this area, and the king has to swing through the wall. He does get her taken out, but he doesn't get the air defense because of that. I think that had he come in from this side, the queen might not have jumped the wall either, but she probably still would have gone down because the king, has a lot of hit points, a lot of damage. He was able to get the job done either way, I think. But the difference is the golem and the wizards would probably get this air defense taken out because it's only the second defense inside there. So I think it would have been pretty easy to lock on there and get the job done with the queen and the air defense. Also, these cannons don't matter because once he starts with the air attack, they're going to be useless and irrelevant to the attack anyway, so it's not like taking those out would have gotten him any extra value. But anyway, he does not get this air defense, so when he starts off his La Luna attack, he comes in with his lava hounds, letting them come in, drops his balloons, lets them work their way around. They actually get pretty deep into the space. This 1 air sweeper does push them back, which is why I was thinking it might have made more sense to come in from this side, so you don't have to go into the face of that air sweeper. This one is here too though, so it's kind of a trade-off. But anyway, this Inferno Tower actually goes down too, so he's getting, I'll change colors here, he's getting, with his air attack, pretty much all of this taken out. The Queen's getting like all of this taken out, but there's this little section, this compartment right here is what gets him with that air defense, that expo. The Archer Tower doesn't quite go down. I think had this air defense gone down right here, would have saved him some Lava Hound health. He might have been able to finish the thing, the 3-star off. But anyway, we'll take a look at the attack and then we'll move on from there. So here's the attack done by Ginge95. There goes the minion just to create the funnel for the Queen Walk. All good there. Drops down those lightnings after the Quake. That'll take out the Inferno Tower, but it does not take out anything else. Didn't get any damage on the Queen either. Not that it's that big of a deal, but it would have been a bonus if he timed it right. I guess it doesn't matter. More important to make sure he drops them exactly on that Inferno. So anyway, that's fine. Gets the Inferno taken out. There goes the Queen Walk. And he's confident in his Queen Walk. Already starts at the bottom here. And one thing I didn't mention, there's always that one thing I forget to mention. The CC troops come out here also, and they're going to do quite a bit of damage to his kill squad. I think he should have waited, dropped a hog or 2 hogs, lured them out at the top there by the Queen, just drop them in, let them target that cannon or that air sweeper, take out the troops with the CC troops with the Queen, because right here, as everything's moving in, the CC troops kind of finish off anything he has left. Probably still wouldn't have got that air defense anyway, which is why it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, unsuccessful either way. Just gets the Queen, doesn't get the air defense or anything like that. There goes the dragon making its way up. The Queen will deal with it right here as it targets the minion and those healers. The healers have enough hit points, they won't go down. So the Queen takes that out. She'll keep moving. She'll get some more value here, get these 2 Archer Towers taken out. But from here, he's going to start off with the Lava Hound part of the attack. Has that level 4 Lava Hound, which is a good reason to think about doing air more at Town Hall 10. But here he goes with the haste to keep everything moving, get into that that first air defense very quickly. The Lava Hound's going to the next one, soaking up those traps, and here comes the next little fleet of balloons. You can see right here that one air defense does quite a bit of damage to that Lava Hound, and the sweeper pushing the balloons back too. So like I said, had the air defense had gone down, I think it would have made the attack a little bit smoother. That rage right there helps the balloons take out the Inferno, get those Teslas, which I didn't draw in, but it doesn't matter that much to the attack. So they're getting in there, but there's that last little group of defenses, that one air defense. He has no Lava Hounds up. He actually had plenty of balloons left, just not quite any tankage for those balloons. And it's really close here because if there was some kind of tank there, the balloons probably would have been enough to take out the rest of this base. Also has the Queen to continue to make her way around, but nothing for those last few defenses, so only gets the high percentage 1-star, I believe. Maybe a 2-star. Yeah, I guess the 2-star actually. But anyway, good attack. It was a pretty solid plan. I think just adjusting the king would have helped. And sorry about that notification. But anyway, let's take a look at the next plan that I had and how it ended up becoming a 3-star. So one thing that I wanted to keep, even though I was doing a ground attack, was that same Queen Walk, because those Archer Towers and the cannon, the Wizard Tower, all that's important for a ground attack too. So it was a good walk, and it got all those taken out without having to use any spells. So what I did is I just started off the Queen right here, let her walk up like before. The only difference is I dropped in like 2 hogs right here as soon as these defenses went down. But after that Wizard Tower went down, I think the hogs go in. They get the CC lure, drop down a poison, just let my Queen take it out. And I think, yeah, the Queen went kind of weird on me because I expected her just to keep walking up here and maybe get some trash buildings, a few more defenses if she gets all the way around to here. But she actually stopped right here and started attacking this wall because the CC troops kind of threw her off and made her kind of backtrack a little bit. So she starts targeting that wall that I drew right there, this little circle. And the plan was to send in my Valks like this to basically wall break her in behind where the Queen had taken out. So as she like started walking up here, I was going to wall break her in right here and then let my Valks come in here, let them just smash through this wall too, and rage them, use a bunch of spells, let them basically get through the entire core, take out the heroes. So the only problem is the queen doesn't continue going north, so a lot of these buildings stay up over here, which is why when I drop my first few Valks, they head this way instead of going like this, because the wall isn't quite opened up right here. And I know I'm drawing a lot and it might get confusing. Oops, sorry about that. But anyway, let me just clear that out, and here we go. Okay. So these buildings over here draw a few Valks, but eventually the wall opens up right here. The compartment's pretty much empty because the queen took most of it out before she backtracked. So everything just makes its way on in, smashes through this wall like I hoped, because this compartment's obviously empty from the queen walk. And from there, just rage them, heal them once, drop a jump here to let them keep moving. Just most of my spells right there, but I do have a group of hogs and a heal for this area. Because there's not any giant bombs, and I can get pretty good value because all the defenses are kind of touching and stuff, so not a whole lot of threat of spring traps. I sprinkle in kind of my last few hogs as I work my way around, and from there the base is pretty much done. It does get a little bit close towards the end, but the queen is still up with her healers, which is always a good thing to have near the end because she can take out those last few defenses, even though my troops kind of peter out a little bit. But anyway, it'll make more sense when I show the attack. Let's take a look at it, then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so here we go. Once again, I apologize if that I can't tell whether or not the noise in the background is going to be caught by the mic, but if it is, sorry about that. Hope it doesn't take away from the video too much. Anyway, though, here's the attack. Drop down the queen with the 4 healers and then those minions. The minions actually do get targeted. I kind of dropped them in a bad spot, so I have to wait for the archer tower to lock onto my queen. Then I drop my next few minions. I had quite a few of them because I always like to bring them for cleanup in case there's like a cannon up or something at the end. But anyway, the funnel is created even if it costs 8 troop space. And my queen starts making her way north. She'll take out all the same buildings that Ginge's queen took out. And I'll also draw the CC troops out like I said. I basically just have to wait for the wizard tower and that cannon to go down so I can target like the air sweeper right there. But anyway, the minions actually do a great job and get in there and take out that cannon, which I wasn't expecting, but I'll take it. A nice bonus there. There goes the 2 hogs. They're going to make their way in. They go down pretty quickly, but just long enough. They stay up just long enough to draw out the dragon and the minions. There's the poison, and kind of similar to the last attack, the healers are closer to the CC troops than my queen, so they do get targeted. I dropped a wizard to help take out the minions, and the queen comes back, takes out the dragon because it is poisoned, so it doesn't have quite enough time to take out my healers. So all good there, but right here, as you can see, she had to backtrack a little bit to take out that dragon. As a result, she starts beating on the wall, and actually a significant number of Valks right there. Almost all my Valks actually that I brought head north because the wall wasn't quite open, and only like 4 of my own Valks plus my CC of Valks actually go into the base, but still, that's enough power. Have the heal for them. As soon as that Inferno goes down, the heal will take effect, and the jump let them through the entire base. I went ahead and dropped a few hogs at the top there to take advantage of how the Valks were tanking. Then the rest at the bottom here with the heal spell. Dropped the heal early because, at Town Hall 10 there's a lot of damage coming at your hogs. So got them healed back up. They're making their way through the base here. All that's left is just that one kind of bottom compartment, and all my troops are converging on it. That king's about to go down, but he helps out with that Tesla. And I have all those Valks that I screwed up. They're still going around the base. I tried to wall breaker them in right here with the few wall breakers I had left, but it doesn't quite open up the wall. Still, the hogs are, there's like 2 or 3 of them left up. They're going to, I think, almost get that archer tower down. That one hog right there, it goes, wow, look at that. Yeah, the hog doesn't quite get it, but like I said, the queen is still up. That's always a good thing to have, plus all those Valks. A lot of power in my army still left up. So anyway, that's the attack. Hope you guys enjoyed the base destruction video. And like I said, ground or air, both good attack strategies at Town Hall 10 right now. I'd say Valks are still quite a bit more powerful, but don't be afraid to do an air attack. Just make sure you plan it out thoroughly, because it's not quite as powerful. It's a little more finesse at Town Hall 10 right now. So anyway, experiment with that. Do some friendly battles. See what works. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bisectatron out.